Oh. Hang on, folks. I do this all the time. You'd think by now I'd have figured out how to fix it. But yet I do it all the time. Come on. Hit the button. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. And I hope the weather is as beautiful by you as it is here by me. I'm in northern Illinois, a southwest suburb of Chicago, and the weather here has been perfect. Of course, we have just officially entered fall, and it's actually a little bit warmer here than it would normally be for fall weather, but that's okay. We're not complaining. It's going to be in the 70s and 80s this week, and I'm just really, really looking forward to it. Of course, we are still a little bit on the dry side. I think the weather report said we're about 6 inches below the average for this time of the year, so we could use a little bit more rain, but that's all right. Anyway, thank you again so much for joining me this morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. Today we're going to be working on our Memory Bear project. Now, you guys know that we started this project back in April. So here's a little bit on the timing of this project, and I'm kind of a little creeped out by it, if I'm being honest. We started this project on April 20th, which was the anniversary of my dad's passing, and we are making these out of flannel t-shirts that were his t-shirt, or flannel shirts that were his. And that is the intent for this project. Is I want to make a handful of memory bears out of some of his shirts for some family members of mine. Now, we have been working on this at least once a month since April, whenever the schedule allows for it. And it looks like, it appears, based on what I have currently on paper, it looks like I'm going to be able to finish this project by the end of November, which was his birthday. Isn't that weird? I didn't plan it that way, but that's just kind of the way it's going to end up being. So we might end up finishing these teddy bears for my dad's birthday, which Again, I did not plan it that way. That is not how my intent was, but it's just kind of weird that it's gonna lay out that way. So if you guys are into those types of signs and superstitions and things like that, well, this is a good one for you. So you'll have to explain it to me. But either way, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much yesterday for joining us for the After Dark edition. We had such a great time, and thank you so much again to my special guests, Mama Joyce, Cheryl, and of course Mr. Wizard as well, where we celebrated different hobbies. Mama Joyce and Cheryl were working on a really cool arts and crafts project that turned out to be this beautiful decorative piece for Halloween and fall, and Mr. Wizard was working on some snap together car kits that he had. In fact, I found, as I was moving things around, I found one of his pieces on the floor, so I'm going to have to give it to him later. He's not home right now. He is out at a car show or car toy show. I'm not sure what you call it, if he's at one of those right now. I'm sure at some point you guys will hear the dogs going berserk with us because he's gotten home. So I expect him home here in the next hour or so. But either way, thank you again to my special guests, and congratulations to the winners of those arts and crafts projects that Mama Joyce and Cheryl put together. They're absolutely gorgeous. Congrats to you. We will get them to you just as quickly as we can. We talked a little bit yesterday about the best way to kind of package it. So I'm gonna get some boxes this week, and then yes, I did get your email, Linda. Thank you. We're going to talk about how to package it and try and get it to you just as quickly as we possibly can, because we want you guys to be able to enjoy it for the season that it is intended for. Also, speaking of boxes, if you guys want, congratulations to our quilt top winners from a couple weeks ago, or last weekend, I think. Congratulations to you. Your boxes will be in the mail this week. I have 2 of them going out tomorrow, and then the Lucas is working on the 3rd one, hopefully sometime this week. So congratulations to you guys as well. It's going to be a lot of postage this next couple weeks, but that's okay. That's all part of the fun of this channel. And so congratulations again to all of our winners. My brain just shut off for a second. So let me pop into chat and say hello to all of you in chat. And then we are going to go ahead and get started with today's project, the Memory Bears project. I'm going to show you guys kind of what we finished up so far and where we're at. But let me first hop into chat and say hello to everybody there. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the very first person in chat this morning was Linda Denton. Good morning, Linda. Thank you so much for joining me. My goodness, she was there so early. This says she was there at 7:30 this morning. and our stream starts at 10:30. So my goodness, that was really, really early. But thank you again so much for being the very first person in chat. I truly appreciate that. Diamond Payne, Carrie Lynn was the next up. So good morning, Carrie Lynn. Thank you so much for being here. Sandra K is also here. Good morning, Sandra. It's so great to see you. Happy Sunday morning to you. Kathy is also here. Kathy is one of my moderators. Thank you, Kathy, so much for being a moderator for this channel. I truly appreciate all the hard work that you put into it. And don't forget to go over and give Kathy a subscribe as well. She has her own channel, and it's just so much fun over there. I love catching the replays because I don't get to catch the live streams that often, but I love to catch the replays of her channel because they just have so much fun over there. Such great conversations. She always has some really fun guests. So I really appreciate her hanging out with us this morning. Susan Yearout is also here this morning. Good morning, Susan. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for being a member of the channel. Being a member of the channel helps support it financially just a little bit, which helps pay for the postage and the supplies needed to make some of these really cool, fun projects. So I really, truly appreciate that. So thank you so much, Susan, for being here and for being a member of the channel. Kathy's here. Brat46, good morning. Says, morning, just woke up. Well, Brat46, I'm glad to hear that you were able to sleep in a little bit late this morning. But good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Susan says she's still tired from a long day yesterday, but she had a fun one. She's talking about some wildfires in her area. Susan, I'm just so sorry to hear about that. Wildfires is always a really scary thing. Now, here in the Midwest, the upper Midwest, we don't really have too many concerns about wildfires here. But we do have other weather-related issues such as tornadoes, strong winds, flooding, things like that. So I know that they're not necessarily as devastating as fires can be, but I'm truly empathetic to your situation, and I hope that things work out okay and you're able to stay safe. Let's see. Scrolling through chat. Fern, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, I hope you are well. Coffin and Quilter Gladys is also here. Hello, Gladys. It's so great to see you. You guys can catch Gladys a lot of times on Kathy's channel, over on Kathy's channel, but Gladys also has her own channel as well, so make sure you check her out. You can do !Gladys in chat. But good morning to you both. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I hope you both are well. Scrolling through, checking to make sure I don't miss anybody. Fern says she wasn't sleeping well and slept Saturday away. Well, Fern, sometimes that's what your body needs. Sometimes your body just needs that extra rest. And so I wouldn't feel any type of shame at all for that. You did what your body needed you to do. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit better today. So thank you. And here's Danny. There you go. Yeah, eventually I'll turn the silly camera on. Usually I try and check it before I get in, and for some reason this morning I didn't. It's the things you forget to do sometimes. Naomi, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you are well. First King says 78 with a high of 87 today. Wow, that's going to be beautiful. Ours was a high of 89 yesterday, but it's supposed to start to cool down a little bit here this week. But lots of fun there. It'll be nice. There's no humidity in here, which has been really nice. And it's been nice and cool at night, so we've been able to open the windows at night and really sleep very well. So it's definitely fall, but it could be a little bit cooler. The leaves have started changing colors already, which is kind of weird for us. Like, normally it gets cold first and then the leaves start changing. So that's been a little bit weird. But yeah, it's been good. Yes, Linda, I did get your email. At least I think I got your email. I did get 2 emails yesterday with addresses, so I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. So I did get it. Thank you for that. I think I have your address on file as it was, but it's always good to double check it. So yeah. You'll have to rewatch it. You missed it. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's why they're there. Marie, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Happy Sunday morning to you as well. I hope you're well. Still scrolling through chat, guys. You guys are just chatting up storm, which is totally fine. It's taken me an extra minute to get through. Rita, good morning. I love your little monster hand. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here. Brenda, also good morning. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Happy Sunday morning to you both. I hope you both are well. I hope you're recovering from your evening, because I know you both joined us last night, so I appreciate that. I think that's everybody. My screen keeps scrolling down to the bottom, so I think that's everybody. But if I miss you, please make sure you say hello in chat. This time I need you to tag me in it. You can do that by using the @ symbol. That's the A with the circle around it, or the shift and number 2 on your keyboard. And then type in "So Not an Expert," and what that does is it highlights it on the screen, so then that way, hopefully, I don't miss it. I've got 2 screens going today because I'm going to be focusing a little bit on the sewing machine. So I do have things on my phone here, so hopefully I'll be able to catch it either way. Because I hate it when I miss chat. It really makes me crazy, and I know that as the channel continues to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger, the screen is moving. Wow, what's happening? Um, as the channel continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, it's going to be more and more difficult for me to keep up with chat, and that's kind of one of the frustrations a little bit about not wanting the channel to get too big, because I really enjoy the fact that I have that interaction with you guys on chat and being able to really feel like you're part of this channel and you're part of my sewing room today. So that's a little bit of an internal struggle with me. Is trying to make sure that I'm staying up with it as much as I can. So if I have missed you or you said something to me and I didn't respond to it, please, you have my permission to start spamming me in chat until I see it. Because I really, really makes me upset that I miss things like that. So the other thing is if you are trying to get in touch with me, via the chat, and I'm just not seeing it, things just keep scrolling too quickly, get in touch with one of my moderators. They can reach out to me in other ways and try and get my attention in a little bit of a different way. Sometimes it's text messages or Facebook messages and things like that, so that it kind of triggers me to look in a different place if it's something really important. Worst case scenario, if it is something really, really important, and it's something that can at least wait until the end of the stream to talk to me about, send me an email. I do read all of the emails. I just don't always respond to them in the fastest manner. That's because I'm usually on my phone and I can't really respond to them very quickly. So I will get to them. I will respond to you, especially if it's something important. But those are some different ways that you can get in touch with me. Of course, Facebook Messenger is always an option as well. But those are just some ways that you can get in touch with me. And I will try my best to answer you as quickly as I can. Brenda said, "I'm tired. I finally stopped at 1:30 a.m. Let's get these things done." Oh my goodness, Brenda. My goodness, I'm not sure what it is you're trying to get done, but that seems like a really long time. Good morning, Sylvia. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Joining us this morning. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Sylvia says, "Hello. You might never know what that hello means. It brings a smile." Well, that's good, Sylvia. I'm really grateful for that. I do try my very best to say hello to everybody in chat as much as I can, but every once in a while I do miss somebody, and it's never intentional. So please don't ever be upset with me because I've missed something in the chat from you. It is never intentional. I am always trying my best to reach out to everybody. It's just sometimes the chat just moves so quickly that I don't even see it because the screen has just refreshed to a different row before I'm able to see it. So if you do need to get a hold of me for any reason at all, you have my permission to spam me until I answer you, because I really truly want to make sure that this is a good experience, not just for myself, but also for you as well. Fern wants to know what Brenda's working on. Yeah, I think we all do. If she was up till 1:30 in the morning, yeah, I think we all kind of get a little bit curious to know what she's working on. So, okay. Prepping for a retreat with Handmade by Ying in Tennessee, swap block, cutting, packing projects. Ooh, Brenda, a retreat with Donna. That sounds really like a lot of fun. Is this your first retreat or have you gone on many before? I want to know more about it. Sounds like a lot of fun. So, all right, so we're going to be working on our memory bear project. Let me show you guys what we have so far. So way back one of the first episodes, we put together his head, which I think is just absolutely adorable. So here's his head. He's got 2 little eyes, and I was gonna, change the eyes because they're a little crooked, and I decided to just leave them because I think it gives it a little bit of character. So I'm just gonna leave the eyes. These were buttons. I used buttons for the eyes because those were the buttons that were actually on the shirt, and I still have some extra buttons left here. I have some more buttons left here that we're gonna do something with. I think I'm gonna put them down his shirt, down his front, but I haven't really decided yet. But so that's his cute little head. And I'm smushed right now because it's not really stuffed, but you can kind of see it. Okay, and then here is his body that we've gotten so far. Last time we came together, we put his arms on. This is his front. You can see the arms here. The arms. And then these are the legs, and he sits kind of like this. Just a little bit. So today we're going to be putting his feet on. So I was reading the instructions, and they were very confusing when we first read them, so then I kind of had to do a little bit of hands-on and trying to figure it out. I think I've got it figured out. The first thing it tells us to do is we need to stitch the one edge of it to kind of secure it so that it doesn't stretch, and that totally makes sense to me. So we're going to be doing that first. Let me grab the first set of instructions. Brenda says, no, I've went to the tea quilts retreat in June. This being my second. Okay. She says, I'm expecting to have a blast. Yeah, I would be too. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so let's go ahead and flip this over. Now, in reading the instructions, if you guys have this pattern, I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of a heads up. If you guys have this pattern, it appears, I could be wrong, but it appears that the pictures, the actual pictures for steps 12 and 13 are reversed. The directions say to do one thing, and the pictures show to do a different thing. So, did you use interfacing before cutting? Yes! Yes, I did, Fern. That is what all this white fabric is here. This is just a webbing interfacing. This is from our t-shirt quilts that we were doing. I had some left over, so I was using that because the flannel really stretches kind of wonky and weird, and so that's why I went ahead and I stabilized the fabric so then it wouldn't get too wonky on me. Which has proved to be a little bit of a pain when it comes to ironing because my iron wants to melt it, which is fun. But yes, that's the stabilizer there. But the directions do say to stitch this one edge here, just to kind of stabilize it so that it doesn't stretch too much. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Marie says that is so cute. It really is. It really, I'm pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting this to turn out nearly the way that it has, and so I'm actually pleasantly surprised that it's turned out as well as it has. So let's go ahead and get this stitched up. The pedal is kind of all over the place. I'm not really sure why, but whatever. Fine, I'll fix it. It moves, right? All right. So we're gonna go ahead and stitch this. Go. All right, perfect. All that does is it just kind of stabilizes it so that when we're trying to put it all together, it doesn't stretch any more than it needs to be. Fern says, I'm going to be making a bear with my sister. I have been sharing your progress with her. Oh, thank you so much for that, Fern. I appreciate you sharing my progress with her. But yeah, so if you guys are following this specific pattern, at least the one that I have, it looks like the pictures, the diagrams for steps 12 and 13 are flipped. So just a heads up on that. There we go. All right, so now those two are stabilized. Yeah, they're just flipped. So the diagram for 12 shows us pinning it up to this piece here, and 13 shows us actually stitching where the written instructions show it backwards, or flip-flop. So we're just going to need to make that. Oh, and also a couple of quick announcements that I totally forgot this morning. First and foremost, I have upgraded my internet connection, but it does not appear to be really helping with regards to the live streaming, and then I think that's still because I'm on a wireless connection to my laptop. So I'm going to be trying to do some testing here at home with a hardwired connection, and we're going to see how much of a difference that makes. So if you guys are still experiencing some audio crackling or some weird buffering or things like that, I apologize in advance. I am trying to do everything that I can to combat that, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to work through it, so I really appreciate that. The other thing is as you'll notice, I don't have my puppy cam set up today, and that's because I took it down yesterday to move it. I actually want to, you guys can kind of see it back here, but you can kind of see the arm for it is right here. Because that's where I'm going to be setting it up. But in order to do that, I have to run the wiring, and I got to tape it down to the floor so nobody tries to do things like that. So I had to take it down for a little bit so that I could move it because now I've decided it's going to be a permanent fixture here in the room, and so I'm going to be moving it to its more permanent solution for it in a little bit of a different place. So it's kind of it takes a little bit more setup. So I'm hoping to do that over the next week or two. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you guys before I forgot is that there is no live stream next week. Next Sunday, we are not going to have any live stream on Sunday because I'm going to be apple picking with my family. I'm actually hoping to kind of, depending on what the time frame is, I'm actually hoping to maybe pop into a live stream, a very quick one from the apple orchard on my phone. We'll just have to kind of wait and see kind of what the connection looks like and things like that, because we are kind of up in the the fields of the apples and stuff, so we may not be able to get there. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to say that there's no live stream. There's definitely not going to be any quilting live stream next Sunday, but I might at least pop on for a few minutes just to say hello to everybody on Facebook or Instagram or even here on YouTube on my phone for a few minutes for the orchard. We'll have to wait and see. Terry, thank you so much. Good morning, Terry. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Oh, Naomi, no, that is not rude at all. I apologize if the music is too loud. I'm not quite sure why it's so loud. My goodness, I'm so sorry about that. I will definitely turn that down. Yeah, let me know if that's better. The music is supposed to be in the background, like barely audible, and so if you guys can hear it and it's really loud and obnoxious, you need to let me know those things. So I really appreciate you letting me know. My volume is different than yours, so I appreciate that. So let me know if that's better. Thank you for that. I think I had to turn it up when we were doing the Zoom calls so that you guys could hear the Zoom, and for whatever reason I forgot to turn it back down. So yes, I did do it for last year. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know that. Terry says, "Oh well, I was enjoying the music." Well, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be background noise. Looks like I'm getting a lot of thank yous, so I was almost up and dancing. LOL, just kidding. Well, I'm sorry if it was bothering you. Thank you for letting me know about that. I really appreciate it. So anyway, so no live stream next Sunday. I'm gonna try and do something from the orchard. We'll just have to wait and see how the connection goes. Sometimes we have really good coverage, phone coverage up there, and sometimes we just don't have any at all. So we always go to the same place. So hi, I'm Raven. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us again. Welcome back. So we'll just have to wait and see. So no live stream next Sunday, except for maybe a few minutes direct from the orchard, but otherwise no sewing live stream. And then members, we have our members only live stream on Monday. So make sure I did put the link, the thumbnail up for that. So make sure you check that out. And then Wednesday, I don't have a thumbnail up for it yet. I'm hoping to get that out tonight. But we will be doing our School of the Year project. Wow, my brain just completely shut off there for a second. School of the Year project next year. So next year. Gosh. School of the Year project on Wednesday for the month of October. I'm really excited to see what that one looks like. I don't think Taylor's going to be able to join us for this one. She has started her new job, as you guys know, and she's kind of working some kind of crazy hours. And it's taking a little bit of a toll on her right now. She's still trying to get used to the new schedule and things, so she's been in bed pretty early, and so I think our live stream is just gonna be a little bit too late for her, and that's okay. She didn't commit to making it to every single one, but it has been a really big help for her. So the plan for that one is the same as I do for any weekday live stream: is get as much of it done as I can on Wednesday, and whatever I don't get done on Wednesday, we'll roll over to a second stream on Thursday. So we'll have to wait and see how things are going. Jerry says, I'm super tired. It's like having an infant, but I'm loving it, having the old gal here. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. For those of you who don't know, Terry is puppy sitting for a friend or family member of hers who's sick and the puppy is in need of care. It's an elderly puppy, an elderly dog. So she needs a little bit of extra love and attention. So Terry's being so generous by allowing her to stay with her and take care of her. So that's really great. Sounds like Mr. Wizard is home. Yeah. Okay, let me grab a sip of my drink here first. All right, let's get started. All right, so we got these sewn up. Now we need to pin them right sides together to the leg holes. Which, okay, so here's the shape of the piece, right? And here's the leg hole. It took me a good 20 minutes this morning to figure out how the heck one goes to the other, but I was able to figure it out eventually. So it says to match up the small dot with the seam, so we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and pin that. Go. And then it says to match up the notched edges. So this edge here is notched. Morning, Mr. Wizard. Oh, Mr. Wizard. So we're gonna pin this one here.
Yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
You left this. Oh, did you found another one?
Yeah.
You want to show everybody real quick?
Well, the one I was missing.
Oh, so this is the one that you're missing. So you put together one of these. This is a snap together kit, right?
Yeah.
So you put one of these together yesterday, and now you just found one of the ones that you were missing at your show this morning.
That's the one I showed you for $50.
Right.
My treasurer for the Lake County Model Car Club gave it to me for 20.
Oh, well, there you go. So it was a $50 kit, and you bought it for $20. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat that deal, right?
Nope.
So did you? That was on the floor.
Yeah.
I found it. You're welcome.
Yeah. Went to say hi.
Awesome. Yes, Terry, this is my first time I've ever made a bear before. I've done other apparel projects before, but never a bear, so. Our beagle needs help up the stairs sometimes, but it's been giving me a hammer to help. Oh, okay. Raven, 900 thimbles. Well, look at you. I'm listening, but will not be reading the chat right now. No problem, Mary. We appreciate you being here. No worries. No worries. We understand. Okay, so let me just match these up here again. So for those of you who joined us yesterday for our After Dark edition, Mr. Wizard was putting together what they call a snap together kit, which basically means there's no glue or painting. You just snap the pieces together, which is kind of convenient. And so he was putting that together yesterday, and there were some people that asked some questions about it. And so he was telling them that he's missing one of the set. It's a set of like 5 or 6 of them. He's missing one of them, and so he was just telling me how he found it for inexpensive. So that's really good. All right, so there's this first one. That one's going ahead and pinned up now. So let's go ahead and pin up the other one. Get this pinned up just a little bit better. There we go. There we go. All right. I hate pins, but sometimes they're a necessary evil, and then for this particular project, they are really a necessary evil. So I am pinning up these pieces together. Does not seem to want to match up the way it's supposed to. Susan, you're out. Congratulations on celebrating 10 months as a member. Thank you so much for being a member of the channel. If you guys could give her some hearts in chat, I'd truly appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Your sponsorship and your membership goes towards other projects here on the channel. And I really appreciate that. covers the postage on all of our giveaways, as well as the equipment or supplies needed to make all the kinds of new projects. So thank you for that. And whenever I use, this is just for something that I do. I don't know other YouTubers that do it or if they do or not, but here's what I do, guys, just so you guys are fully transparent about things. Whenever I use the funds that I have earned from the channel, whenever I plan to use the funds for a project, that project also turns into a giveaway. So, you know, we had the jelly roll race, so I bought 3 jelly rolls and some yardages of fabric, and I used the funds from the channel to purchase those things, and then we ended up giving them away. So I'm giving it right back to the channel. Now, obviously, I'm not giving it directly back to the person that paid it, but I am trying to at least give them the opportunity to win it back. So that's how I do things. And that's how these funds come back into the channel. So I know some people are very, and everyone works really hard for the money that they earn, and for you guys to give even a little bit of that back to me for a silly project like this, I'm truly honored by that, and I'm truly grateful, and I want to make sure that I'm fully transparent as to how it's being used, so that you guys understand exactly where it's going to and exactly what it's being used for. So I really appreciate that. Thank you again so much for that. I really appreciate that. I can't tell you that enough. So. All right, so I've got them all pinned up, so let's go ahead and get them stitched up now. I think it might be easier if I stitch this back one here first so I don't poke myself with pins. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get this sewn up. I'm using a 1/4-inch seam, and I am going to back tack these just to make sure that everything stays nice and tight the way it's supposed to. So let's go ahead and give those a couple of stitches forward. Some back stitches. Getting a little stuck. Fern King, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you could give Fern hearts in chat for that, thank you again so much for that. I really appreciate it. That will definitely go towards either postage or new projects coming up here on the channel soon. We are working towards finishing up a bunch of projects, and so we've got a bunch of other things coming up. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you again. All right, so there's the first one. So no, obviously we need to clip the corners, but that's what it's going to look like. So it's basically the top of the foot. That's basically what we're creating right here. So we're going to clip that here in just a minute. But that's what we're doing there. So thank you guys so much for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry guys, I'm just kind of focused on this sewing machine thing here going on. So I apologize if I'm a little quiet for a minute. Just give me a second. These angles are always a pain to kind of sew up together, and so I want to make sure that I'm doing them correctly. There's a little bit of a turn in this, so I just want to make sure that I'm grabbing it correctly. Alright, so the feet have officially been attached. Let's go ahead and clip these. I don't have, yeah, I do. Let me see if these will work. I bought these scissors from Annie's Kit Club. They were $1, so if they don't work real well, they actually do need to be sharpened, but they work enough to get the corners clipped. They'll work enough to get the corners clipped. And then we will need to press these open. So I'm just gonna kind of finger press it with my fingers here. I did purchase the open seam flapper. I did purchase that. It was a recommendation from a member of the channel. So thank you so much for that recommendation. I've used it once or twice already, and it really seems to be helping quite a bit. So I'm hoping that it helps us here today as well. Raven is on a winning streak. Well, that's good. You want to clip the corners around the curves, so then that way they lay the way they're supposed to, so there's less tension on them. That's why you clip them. You clip almost all the way up to the sewing line. Let's see how that works. I'm scared to wait for more. I understand that. Now the good news is, even if you lose everything, which I don't know that you actually can, but if you do, we'll give it back to you, Raven. Don't you worry about it. Lucas is not here this morning. He's probably got plans with Tony. But when he comes back, we can make sure that you get them back. So go ahead and press these open now. Of course, this is going to be a little bit tricky because they're on this weird angle. But I'm going to try my best. It's not going to be perfect, and it's going to be on the inside anyway, so no one's really going to see it. But I'm going to still try my best anyway. There we go. Alright. One down. One to go. I am truly enjoying this project. I had a lot of anxiety and stress over it. I purchased the pattern the year my dad passed, which was, I think, going on 5 years now. And I had purchased the pattern back then, and I had obviously I had the shirts from, right after he passed and things like that. And so the intention was always to do this. It was just a matter of like getting up the bravery, the courage to do it, basically. And I just didn't have it in me to do it, both physically and emotionally, and skill level wise either. I just didn't feel like I had it in me. And so this year I decided to make it a goal of mine on the channel was to at least get one done, to get one under my belt and decide if I could really do these or not. But it does appear to be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So that's good. All right, so now we have some feet. So it's hard to see this way, but basically it's the top of his foot. Hard to see it right now, but that's the top of his foot. So, all right, next step. I didn't lose all my thimbles in April. I spent them on great notions Danny sent out to me. I use the notions every day. Well, Cassandra, I'm really glad. I'm really glad that you like those and you use those. Speaking of redemptions, I did have one redemption for the month of September, and I'm going to hold on to that one until the month of October. You know who you are. I could look you up if you really needed to know who it was. But I I'm going to hold on to that one until October, and then that way hopefully you'll get some more opportunities to redeem some more things, so it saves a little bit on postage. I can't see how stressful it would be. Yeah, I was stressed out about the whole thing. Like, not just like from a technical standpoint, but from just an emotional standpoint as well. Like, the whole thing was just a little stressful for me. So, okay, our next step now is to sew up the back panels. So we're gonna sew up the back panels, but not the legs. So let me just see where we need to stop here. So we need to stop right here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my pens. There we go. We're going to go ahead and match up these seams together. So the only piece that we have left now, excuse me, to sew up onto this is the foot. That's the only piece that we have left to sew onto this is just the foot. So now it's just a matter of matching up seams and sewing this thing up together. So that's kind of exciting. Fern King has redeemed her thimbles in for a free fat quarter. Congratulations, Fern, on that redemption. I will get those mailed out to you at the end of October. And then also at the end of October, those of you who are part of our Fat Quarter Club will receive your free our Fat Quarter Club or our Experts Club will receive both of those. So congratulations to you guys as well. Those will all be going out at the end of October. Ouch. Pins. I hate pins. I always have them to poke at myself with them. I understand that they need to be sharp, but at the same time, do they really need to be sharp? Raven, it is interesting to see this bear taking shape, because I gotta tell you, when this thing first started, I was completely overwhelmed by it. The directions, I had to read the directions 5 or 6 times in order to figure it out. But you guys have been a tremendous help helping me out, walking me through kind of what needs to happen, and providing me with recommendations on different equipment to purchase to kind of make things a little bit easier. Now, of course, if you're doing this at home, you don't have to purchase any of this equipment. I made the choice to invest in these type pieces of equipment because I plan to make more of these. And because I plan to make more of these, I'm trying to make it easier on myself to make more of them. So things like the clover iron, a different tailor's ham, a smaller tailor's ham, the open seam clappers, and then the fray check as well. So those are things that I've purchased specifically for this project, but I will be able to use it on other projects as well. But I just spent the money and invested in those pieces of equipment on my own, not channel funds, so that I could make more of these moving forward. Go. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this thing sewn up with all of these crazy pins. Alright, so I'm going to be focused on the machine again here, guys. I do have some little curves that I need to take care of, making sure that I'm not catching the arms that are inside of here, making sure that I'm not catching those in our sewing as well. Yeah, they're both over here. So I apologize again if I'm going to miss anything in chat. If it's really important, make sure you tag me in it so it highlights on my screen. So I do need to keep an opening here. So let me just see. Where is the opening? So the opening is in the back here. So I'm going to actually pull out these pins here to give myself that opening so that I remember. Okay. Let's go ahead and grip this one up. that just to about there. And I'll back tack this. And then slide down, and further down on it. So it says to leave an opening for turning it right sides out. So once the whole thing is put together, we're going to turn it back to right sides out. My machine did not like the bulk of going over that seam. My goodness. Hi, Lucas. Good morning. Yes, Fern, we are getting very close to finishing this off. Yes, for sure. For sure. Yes. Good morning, Lucas. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, Lucas, would you mind doing me a favor if you're on your computer? Would you mind giving Raven some of our new membership, our new subscriber thimbles? She came on the scene a couple weeks ago, and we haven't been able to get them to her. So, Dawn is here this morning as well. Good morning, Dawn. She says she's just dropping in to say hello real quick. Well, we appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. All right, our back is officially attached up together. There we go. It's all one unit now. So I'm going to go ahead and press this open. We're going to do that by taking our ham. Well, maybe our ham. Let's take our ham. We're going to stick it inside like this. We're going to go ahead and press this open. Yeah. Ooh, more thimbles. Yeah, Raven, we usually give our new subscribers a handful of thimbles to get them going. And I know that you were a new subscriber a couple weeks back. And I, unfortunately, was not able to get them to you. And I know Lucas was not here that day. And so he's our thimble king. He handles all our thimbles for us. And so he'll, if he's able to do that, he'll do that right now. Sometimes he's not on his laptop. Sometimes he's on his phone. But if he is able to access his laptop and take care of that for us, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll hit you up the next time. So, there's that one. And let's flip it over and do the other side. Put him in here like this. Go. All the way in. Go. There we go. All right, there we go. So, for those of you interested, I've got the clover iron set to medium because I figured out that if I have it set to high, then what happens is it actually starts to burn the interfacing off, which is obviously not what we want to do. So I have it set to a medium. So it doesn't melt off the interfacing, but it's enough to get the stitching to lay flat. There we go. Sarah, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Welcome back to the channel. Lucas, if you are able to head upstairs with some new thimbles as well, that would be really great. Thank you for that. I don't know if he's able to. I didn't see if you responded or not. You've been here a couple times. Well, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I realize it's inside out, but here's what it's going to look like. I love it. Don't you guys just love it? Susan said she's cutting border strips for my Black Eyes quilt. I have things to sew after church. That's awesome. Welcome back to the channel, Sarah. It's so great to see you. Lucas, thank you so much for taking care of both of those. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so there we go. So that is step number 14. We are officially done with this page of instructions. Now we are on to page number 2. And for page number 2, there are only, let's see, 1, 2, 3 more steps. That's it. Only 3 more. It's going to have a cute belly. Yeah, it's going to have a cute little belly. All right, so step number 15 is we're going to be inserting the head, oh boy, into the body. Oh boy, here we go. We're going to take the head right side out. Okay, we're going to stick it in the body here. It might be easier to go up this way. If I'm being honest, it might be easier to go up. Make sure that we've got it the correct orientation here. Yeah, this is right. Stick it up through this way. We are now officially attaching the head. Raven, I don't know why that happened, but it's fine. You're totally fine. Okay, thank you for that. It's going to have a cute belly. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Alright, so here we go. So the head is in there. You guys are going to have to trust me. It's in there. I just got to figure out how to orient it now. So here's the back seam. The back of the head. So there's that. I'm not sure how we're going to sew this together, folks. Not sure how we're going to do this, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it our best go. Alright, so this seam matches up to that one. This seam matches up to that one. There should be no seam in the front. Yeah, it's a good size. Yeah, they said 14 inches. Yeah. 14 inches. So, alright. It's all really tiny. Let me grab my pins. Let me grab my pins. Okay. Okay, so there's the first one. Matching up the seams first. And then I will kind of pin around the rest of it. It'll be like a little pin around the rosy kind of thing. There's no seam on the front. Actually, I take that back. There is a seam on the front, but I don't want it to match up with that. I'm just so nervous that I'm going to put this head on crooked. Anybody else that's made this, have you had that same fear that you're going to put his head on crooked? That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm terrified I'm going to put his head on crooked. Okay, so there's one seam. Oh, that seems it seems like the hole is just a little bit bigger than the head, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. So this seam and this seam need to meet up. Okay. I think I'm getting it. That one. This one. That one. This one. It's so tiny. It's a bear. It'll look great whatever direction. Sylvia, I appreciate that vote of confidence. I appreciate that because I feel like I'm gonna put his head on backwards. That's where I'm at right now. Like I feel like I'm gonna put his head on backwards. So I don't think that those are gonna match up. Okay, now anyone have any recommendations on how to sew this? Because it's this teeny tiny little hole. It's not like I can get it around the arm of the machine, so I'm just gonna kind of have to slip it. I don't know. We're gonna have to make this work. We'll have to figure this out. This is probably the most difficult part of the whole thing, trying to figure out how to get this to work. So, all right, so let's get it under the machine and hope for the best here, folks. Okay. Very slow is the only way to sew. That's Raven. I'm with you on. I'm so with you on that. Yeah, you got it, Danny. Notch into seam allowance a little bit. Okay, Naomi. Thank you for that. Thank you. All right, here we go, folks. Wish me luck. We're attaching the head. It's probably on backwards because that's my luck, but we're gonna try it. You know, I'm paranoid. Like, I'm overly paranoid about it. Let me see if I can find her eyes. Okay, here's an eye. There's an eye. There's an eye. Okay, okay, okay. It is on right. It is on the right way. At least I think it is. Well, here we go. Ready? Here we go. We're just gonna go really slow. We're gonna go really, really slow. We're just gonna keep turning it gently, a little bit at a time. Couple of stitches and then turning, couple of stitches and turn. Couple of stitches and then turn, pin. Just going real slow. Tweezers. Yeah, tweezers might have helped. Yeah, you're right. Tweezers might have helped. I had a pin that goes. Tweezers might have helped. You're right. I just kind of roll a little bit, sew a little bit, roll a little bit, sew a little bit. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it. Put a bulk here so I can get my thumb around it. Ouch. Pins are a little dangerous. Be careful with the pins. There we go. There we go. Got these two pins right here that are just overly dangerous. So I'm just going to pull them out because I keep hurting myself on them. The clips might have worked better for this just because that way I'm not hurting myself with all these pins. But at the same time, the clips are bigger, so they might have actually been in the way more. Use that to tuck it underneath the foot. Forward. We're almost there, folks. Almost all the way around. Which is kind of a little bit exciting. seam I had to go through. Another seam. Uh-oh. I don't think this is catching. Yeah, that's what I thought. I had to pull a couple of the pins out, and when I pulled it out, it shifted, and so it didn't catch. So, got a couple of pieces here that haven't really caught. We're just gonna pull them back up. Get them back underneath the needle. Make sure they're lined up this time. Danny, you may want to sew around one more time before turning it out, just in case you didn't touch it all. Marie, that is an excellent idea. Yeah, I did. I just, as you saw me, just pull it off to make sure. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that's probably not a bad idea. Once it's kind of attached together, go around it one more time. Yeah, I full-heartedly agree with you, and thank you for that suggestion. I appreciate it. I have a piece of thread. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Great idea. And I'm almost back around here, so I probably am going to go around it again. Now that I know everything is catching. I mean, this is not for a child, this is for an adult, so I can't imagine that they're actually going to, play with it or do anything like that, so I don't think it needs to be super sturdy with regards to that, but at the same time, I think that we probably need to make sure that it's, that it's not going to fall apart the second this person tries to touch it either. So there's that as well. I don't have enough fingers. I need like another set of fingers to hold this all down and tuck it all in. So if y'all are going to make this at home, this is so far been the most challenging part. You're going to want a purple thing or a stiletto or something to help you get it underneath the needle, underneath the foot. Just go a couple of stitches at a time. Double checking everything to make sure everything is lining up the way it's supposed to. Everything is laying the way it's supposed to. Okay, I'm finding my starting position. So now I'm going to go around it one more time. Now that I'm not messing with any pins or seams or anything, I'm just going to go around it one more time just to make sure that everything is stitched the way it's supposed to be. Still does require a little bit of encouragement getting around, but that's okay. A little bit messy, but hopefully it works out okay. Sorry if I'm ignoring everybody in chat. Give me just a minute. I promise I'll catch up. Kind of paying attention to this right here. Trying to make sure that everything is going the way it's supposed to. It is requiring some extra encouragement for my purple thing because of the thickness of it, and you guys know that my machine does not like bulk. So if you have a stronger machine than I do, I'm sure you will have less trouble. But mine is really just does not like bulk. So there we go. There we go. We're getting there. We're almost there. This will be our second round. We're almost through our second round. But it's a small hole, so that's the good news, is you're not really doing this for very long. So, but it's because it's a small hole, that's kind of what makes it so challenging. Aren't you moving now? I got caught somewhere. I think I'm just about at my second seam here. Yeah. Let's back tack that. Make sure we anchor it really, really well, because Lord knows this thing is not going to come apart now. Yeah, I know how some feel about hand stitching. Yeah, I have to agree with you there. All right, so the head is on. Hopefully, it's on the right way. We're gonna know here in a minute. It's like kind of pop it through like through the legs just to double check it. Let's just make sure. Let's just make sure. Okay. All right. So his head is crooked. Yep, I put him on crooked. Dang it. So the seam for his nose needs to line up with the seam for his tummy, and it doesn't. It lines up with his arm. So he's got a little bit of a crooked head. He's looking to one side. So and that's going to bother me. So let's go ahead and pull this back apart. But at least now I know, like, you know, I've got some lessons in me. I understand what I'm supposed to be doing now. So let's pop him back through and pull him out and put him back together. And I knew that was going to be the challenge. So we just needed to pay a little bit more attention to what we were doing there. That's okay. I'm not upset about that. It does look cute. He's got scoliosis. That's right. Yeah, a little bit. But we're going to pull it back out. So now you guys get to watch me use the seam ripper for a little bit. And I can't see the stitches, so. But that's okay. You know, you got lessons learned, right? You got to learn lessons. So. And of course, because we went over it twice, which was the right thing to do. It's just, you know, it wasn't matching up. So let me see if I can actually pull this back out. See if that gets easier. Pull it out this way. Susan says, time for me to head out. No problem, Susan. We completely understand. We appreciate you hanging out with us for as little or as long as you can. We understand everybody's got things they got to get done and stuff, places they got to be. So I appreciate whatever amount of time you are able to spend with us. Little or long, I appreciate it. I need to get a hole going, and once I get a hole going, it'll be easier to pull this apart. So flannel fabric does not make it easy to pull apart. It is what it is. But yeah, I want to fix his head. His head's crooked, and that's going to bother me, so. I just got to figure out how to pull him apart now. Just got to figure out how to pull him apart. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I needed a hole. Once I got a hole in here, then I could get the seam ripper in it. But I just needed a hole. There we go. Come on. It's easier said than done. Good morning, Patty. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. I sewed the head on, but it's crooked, so I'm taking it off. But that is proving to be a little bit of a challenge. Taking it off is proving, putting it on was a little bit of a challenge, so it only makes sense that trying to take it off now is going to also be a little bit of a challenge. But we'll get it. The flannel fabric has a lot of threads in it, so it's kind of, you know, shredding as I'm trying to pull it apart. So I'm trying to be gentle with it and only pull out the thread that I want to pull out, not everything else. So it's just, you know, proving to be a little bit of a challenge. But I'm getting it slowly. The good news is it's not a very big hole, so it's not a very big stitching. But yeah, he was looking to one side because I didn't match up the right seams together. I didn't pay enough attention before I stuffed them in there what seams I needed to match up. Now I know I need to match up. There's a chin seam, and I need to match that up with the chest, and then that way I know that his head will be on straight. So I know that now. You know, lessons learned. It's okay. It's not upsetting. It does not want to come apart. Does not want to come apart. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Took me a while to get a hole going so that I could actually get the seam ripper in here. I probably need a sharper seam ripper if I'm being honest. Or should we call Jade the Queen of Hearts? Can I make a chalk mark where I want it to meet up? Yeah, I could probably, yeah. Yeah, I probably could. Once I get it apart, we'll take a look at it again and we'll try and figure out the best way to... It's a seam, so I should be able to just match up the seams. I just have to know which seam it is when I get it through. But yeah, marking that seam with a piece of chalk or a marking of some kind would probably be helpful. So then I know which seam it is. But yeah, taking it apart is just a little bit time consuming. But we're getting there now. We're like halfway through now. So it took a minute for me to get a hole going, but now we're cooking. Queen of Hearts. Well, that's really kind. Off with his head. Oh, I get it now. That's funny. That's clever. I was like, Queen of Hearts, what? I didn't get it at first, but I get it now. I get it now. That's funny. That's right. Off with his head. You know, and I, in the big scheme of things, I probably could have left it and just been like, yeah, he's looking left or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I could have just played it out, but that would bother me. Like there are some things that aren't going to bother me. I mean, this thing is definitely not perfect for sure. And there are some things that are just not going to bother me about it, but there are some things that will. Like that would have bothered me. It's that being done wrong would have bothered me. So we're going to pull it apart and fix it. The good news is we have not really had to pull this project apart all that much, thank goodness. But yeah, it's a little time consuming to pull it apart. The Sleeping Beauty is awake. Aw. So how old is she, Terry? You know you said she's very old and she's kind of fragile. But how old is she? Do you know? We're getting there. Patty says, I had some ripping out to do last week. I used a very pretty blue and white flannel, and it wasn't true cotton flannel or brushed flannel. It was awful. Stretch like a knit. Oh, yeah, yuck. 16. Wow. Wow. 16. That's amazing. That's old for a small dog. That's amazing. Alright, we are coming around the bend here. Sorry guys, I realize this is not exciting content, but you know, we put the head on crooked, so so we gotta take it apart. Oh, you put a photo on her on your post page. Okay. I'll have to check it out. Oh, I'm sure she can still smell them. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure of it. I have this much to go. Again, I know this isn't an exciting content, and for that I apologize. But you know, it's all part of the project. It's all part of the journey. You know, when I look back at this finished project, I'll remember that I had put the head on wrong. Not backwards, just kind of turned. Oh, Marie, no, 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 no. No, you making that suggestion is not making it more difficult. No, not at all. It's just it's so small, and then because it's a flannel fabric, I keep getting the needle on the tip of the seam ripper stuck in that fabric instead of in the stitches. So no, the second stitch, that's not having any impact on it at all. Don't feel bad at all. No, I think double sewing it is still a great idea, and I will do that again when we have it matched up correctly this time. I will do that again for sure. I still think that's a great idea. I stand behind that decision for sure. And I'm sure that if this was all just regular cotton fabric, it wouldn't be this difficult to pull apart. But because it is the flannel, I can't actually just go in here and rip because it keeps catching the flannel fabric. So I just got to go one couple of stitches at a time. Not a big deal. I'm not worried about it. As long as you guys are okay with waiting it out while you watch me do it, that's all that matters. But I am figuring out that I probably need a magnifying glass in here. I probably need one of those ones that's on a clamped over here for me for when I need it. 'Cause yeah, I'm getting to the point where it's getting to be difficult for me to see things. Um, bifocals are not necessarily in my future just yet. Because I don't do a whole lot of reading print in my job. I do a lot more computer screen stuff. And for the computer screen stuff, I usually have my regular glasses on for that. But yeah, it's proving to be a little bit of a challenge here in this room. What is happening? Yes, Brett46, that is correct. I'm not sure why Streamlabs decided you needed to be weird. I'm sorry about that. Brett46, you're fine. Everything's fine. I don't know why I did that. Dots of fabric glue instead of pins. That way the fabric doesn't make it move like when you move pins. Oh, Route 46, that's a great idea. Yeah, using some dots of glue instead of pins. That could be a good idea, yeah. I never thought to do that. So I've got this one little piece here. This one little stitching seam that's just being very stubborn and difficult to pull apart. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Brett 46. I don't know why I did that. Marie, you are absolutely right. Patience is a virtue. That's right. It's all part of the journey, right? It's all part of the journey. We enjoy the journey just as much as we enjoy the end product. And the journey makes the end product that much more satisfying when we get there. So I'm not too worried about it. I think this is just where I kind of backstitched to start and stop, and I think that that's why it's just a little bit more challenging. Not a big deal. We're getting there. But yeah, I think a magnifying glass is in my features. And I noticed it yesterday when I was kind of trying to cross stitch and trying to figure out like where it was at when I would, look up and talk to you guys and then look back down like I couldn't see the stitches. So yeah. Mr. Wizard's magnifying glasses were really cool last night, and that is definitely something to consider. I don't know that I want them like that unless I'm doing cross stitching where I'm going to be constantly looking, constantly wanting it to be magnifying. Something like this, I think I just want to pull the glass over and look through that. I don't really like things on my head. I know that sounds weird, but I just don't like them on my head. Like, I don't like hats. I don't like earmuffs. I just don't like things on my head. I would much rather like swing something over. Let me refresh my screen. Oh, there we go. Hang on your neck. Yeah, that's a good one. It's just Streamlabs being Streamlabs. Yeah, thanks for that. Alright. You know, it does a pretty good job of helping us with the trolls, but every once in a while somebody else gets caught in its web accidentally. And I don't even know what would have, like, made that happen. Yeah, Fern, Streamlabs put Brett in timeout for a few minutes. Sorry about that. Me laughing at Streamlabs. First, it doesn't allow me to gamble more than once in 5 minutes, and now it accuses me of posting links. Yeah, sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. So Lucas, what are your and Tony's plans this evening? I know you guys have been kind of all over the place lately, doing all kinds of fun stuff. So any fun plans for this today, or just gonna kind of hang out at home? My phone keeps blowing up with text messages about our apple picking tomorrow. What time we're meeting, where we're meeting, what we're bringing with, that kind of stuff. Alright, I'm on my very last stitching here. Very last stitching. Very last. There we go. Alright, they're officially apart. Yay! Just gonna let's head back out a second. So here's the head. Okay. It's a little rough now, but that's alright. So this is the seam that we want to mark. I'm gonna take pen. Let's see if it'll let me. Yeah. Okay. So that's the seam that we want to mark up with his chest, and then here's the seam that we want to mark up with his backside. So I'm not going to mark that one. Okay. So that's the back. This is his front. Let me grab this. No. Pick this up to the top. Hands are in the way. Grocery shopping, taking the cat for a ride, and then Tony has school stuff. Taking the cat for a ride. Just in the car. Just a ride in the car. They're so weird. Taking the cat for a ride in the car. Alright, I mean, I'm trying really hard to judge. I think it's a little silly, but it's your fur, baby. Okay, so now this seam that I've marked goes with this seam here. Try using circles, see if that works. And now the seam that's opposite this one here, that one goes up with this one. Okay. So far, so good. Maybe they're practicing for vet visits. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be. be. Try these. Spin it around this way. Spin it round, right round, right round. Put my hand through. That's not in the way. There. There. Alright, so I've got them clipped. They actually seem to be laying pretty nicely. I think it's because we stretched it out once already. But so now we're going to go ahead and sew this up one more time. Just trying to feel if I can feel the seam. Matches. Yep. Just double check and make sure. That seam matches. Check for eyes. There's one eye. Okay, there's the two eyes. There's his nose. There's his chin, and his chin lines up with the chest. Okay, just making, triple checking. You don't want to have to pull it apart again. That would be awful. So now let's go ahead and pull the clips back. Don't put my foot in there, so that's what we're going to do there. Okay. My husband takes the Yorkie for a ride on his trike. She has goggles and a helmet. She rides in the front. Oh my gosh, Fern, I want pictures. Oh my gosh, I want pictures. Oh my gosh, I've seen pictures of people on social media with the dogs that have the glasses and they ride in the little bike seats, and oh my gosh, I just absolutely love it. I follow this one guy on Facebook, Instagram. I think he's on Instagram. He's got a white, I'm not sure if it's a Cavachon or if it's some type of black and white Shih Tzu mix of some kind. But they ride he rides the motorcycle and he's got a backpack that the dog sits in. Oh my god, it's so cute. So cute. He's got like little different glasses and goggles. It's so adorable. Alright, here we go, friends. Let's try this again. Really slowly again. A couple of stitches at a time. The clips are in the way, but that's alright. I think we're going to be able to do this. I clip out. I clip out. Oh. I think because I've done this once already, the second time is not nearly as difficult. I'm not having nearly as much of a struggle this second time through. But that could be because I'm using clips instead of pins. That could be it. But I don't know, it just feels like everything is just kind of going together just a little bit easier. I am still going to do it a second time, just like we did before, just to kind of make sure once everything is connected up together. I'm going to go around it again. Come on. Got caught. Something looks like it's pushing the seams up, so push it back down. There. Did not like that seam. It does feel like it's going together a little bit better though. I'm really glad I decided to check it before we started clipping and going around it and things like that. I'm just glad that I decided to take that extra step and just double check and make sure it was laying correctly, because otherwise we would have had a crooked head. And that would have bothered me. Yes, I realize this is the first one I'm making, so I don't expect it to be perfect. Not that I expect any of them to ever be perfect. But, you know, I would like a straight head. I would like it to have a straight head. Alright, so I've just went around the one time, so now I'm going to go around the second time. I'm much more confident this time that things are going to go the way they're supposed to. I see chat is blowing up here, good folks. Give me just a second. Let me check on that. Give me just a minute. I'm sure something felt like it was kind of wonky there for a second. Just making sure it's lining up the way it's supposed to. Alright, I think we're good. Go ahead and back tack that to seal that up. Let's see what we got. Terry Coles, welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you again. Welcome back. Alright, let's check it out this time before we clip all the corners and start to press things open. Let's check and make sure that we did it correctly this time. So, let's see. Here's the back, here's the front with the little belly. And there's his face. The chin matches up with the chest. And his eyes are there. So yes, we did it correctly this time. Yay! There we go. Alright, let's put them back the way it needs to be so we can go ahead and clip these edges here and press it. Go ahead and get the different pair of scissors because Gary, we completely understand. She said life's been messing with her playtime. We get that. I think we've all been there. I kind of want to this one here. We understand. Just kind of clip it around the edge. Now the edge is pretty raw from when we had to pull it apart anyway, so it's not really clipping a whole lot. I'm really just clipping where there's the interfacing, so then that way it kind of lets it go a little bit. Being very careful not to clip the stitches. So I'm supposed to press this open, but I'm not really sure how. Does it say to press it open? Oh no, it doesn't say anything about pressing. Hang on. Inner leg seams, matching center seams. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about pressing, so that's good. So now what we need to do is we need to open up the, sew up the leg holes. So we gotta go this way, like this. Our hands up in there. Hands and the head kind of smushed up to the top. And then we're gonna lay our legs out like this. Seams together. There we go. There we go. Foot out like that. There we go. I think I'm going to use clips this time. Clips seem to work the best. Oh, thank you, Linda. She says, very cute. You did so well. Thank you. Thank you for that. We've got about 15 minutes left for this stream, so let's go ahead and get these legs sewn up together. And then all that will be left to do when we come back is going to be sewing up this bottom foot. And then pulling it right side out, stuffing it, and then hand sewing it back up together. So I really feel like we're gonna, I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of the stream, but I really feel like this is gonna finish in November, which is right around my dad's birthday, which I kind of feel like is really fitting. I feel like there's some type of, I'm sure there's some type of symbolism there, or some type of sign, if you will. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of neat. That we started it on the anniversary of his passing, and we're going to finish it on his birthday. So I think that's going to be kind of neat. His birthday is at the end of November. It used to land on, sometimes it would land on Thanksgiving. It's that close. I don't think that it lands on Thanksgiving this year. I'll double check that to make sure. Just want to triple check these seams over here, make sure that they're matching up the way they're supposed to. Which they do. That's good. There. Seams. Go. And then these edges match up too. Okay. Alright, it says to do this in one swift motion, so we're going to start on one end and we're going to make our way around and go around and come back down. I think it's best if we start on this side here. Excuse me. Hiccups. Sandra wants to know, Carrie Quilts, is there a bottom to the scraps? Because mine keeps growing. I understand what you mean, Sandra, and that's why I give my scraps away, because otherwise I would be here forever with scraps. So I like to give mine away. If you are a member of the channel, then you are automatically entered to be a member of my Scrapbusters Club, which basically entitles you to 1, sometimes 2 boxes of scrap fabrics a year. This year it will only be 1 box. Last year it was 2, and that was just because of the amount of projects that we went through. This year we went through a lot of bigger scale projects. Last year we did a lot more smaller scale ones, so that's why we were able to do those. And plus we have more members this year, so I need to make sure that I have enough scraps for all of our members. This is the last month to join for memberships to be eligible for that scrap busting box, because they are expensive boxes to ship because they're so heavy. So as long as you are a member of the channel here in October and November, and then again in December, you will receive your scrap busting box in December. By December, we should have a bunch more scraps. We're going to have a bunch of projects that we're going to be finishing up. And hopefully we're going to be starting on some new ones here soon as well. I've got 2 Block of the Month programs that are supposed to be being mailed to me starting in November. I'm excited about that. Alright, so now we're going to go around the leg seam here. I want to make sure that these pieces are together. Might have to fix that up. We'll have to wait and see in just a minute. Alright. Can you spread mine around the other members? I have enough of my own to use up. Carrie, absolutely I can if you are a member of the channel. I don't. Are you a member of the channel? No. So no worries there. If you were a member of the channel, I'd be happy to do that for you. Alright, let's see what we did. 11 pounds of fabric, $30 priority, or $41 the other way. Ouch. Yeah, the pricey. It looks like I missed just ever so slightly, so I'm going to go ahead and sew up that seam again one more time, just to make sure I catch it this time. What was that? Fern, welcome to the Thumbelina Club. Thank you so much for joining us. Heart and chat for Fern for being the newest member of the club. Thank you very much for that. As long as you stay an active member for October, November, and December, you will become eligible for my Scrap Busters Club, as I just mentioned. There we go. That's better. Where I send you a box of scrap fabrics. Hearts in chat for Fern for becoming a new member of the channel, please. Hearts in chat for Fern. Alright. The leg holes are sewn up now. All that's left to do is put the feet back on. Put the feet on, so let's see if we can get that going. We've got about 10 minutes. We might be able to get the feet on. We'll have to wait and see here. Let's see what we can do. Raven, also welcome to the Fat Quarter Membership Club as well. Thank you very much for joining. You are also now eligible for the Scrap Busters Club, and as the Fat Quarter Club member, you will receive 3 Fat Quarters every quarter as long as you stay active. Thank you very much for joining. Welcome to the club. And then both of you are also allowed access to our members only live streams. We do that every other Monday. And our next one is on the 29th. So welcome. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I appreciate that. Hearts in chat for Raven as well, please. Hearts in chat for Raven. What happened now? Jerry Lynn, you're fine. Ignore Streamlabs. It's being stupid again. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining. I appreciate that. Welcome to the club. I hope this foot thing actually works out because it seems a little odd, but I guess it's okay because that's where the middle of it is. That makes sense. Okay. So, let's see. With right sides together, okay, pin the foot piece sole to the foot top, matching center front, which is, there you go, notches, and placing small dot at inner leg seam. Alright, so I gotta mark the dot first. Let's mark the dot. Goes there. Go. This one is the seam, which is here. Really big one. So thank you very much, ladies, for becoming members of the channel. I appreciate it. I can't wait to get to know you even better. If you're able to join our members only live streams, I appreciate that. So okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and iron up this one little seam here, just so that it lays flat when I'm trying to match up this seam here. I've had this iron sitting here for a while. Go. We'll get the rest of it ironed open a little bit. Just trying to get this one here. So small notch matches up with that. Okay. Okay, notches match up there. Okay, okay. So first things first, let's get this one matched up. We're gonna try and get these feet on here. I know that it's gonna push our stream out just a little bit today, but I feel like it's worth it. We've been trying to put this thing together for a while now, and then when we come back, we'll be able to actually finish this project, which will be really nice. So let's go ahead and we're just gonna take a couple of extra minutes from our stream and get these pieces sewn up together. It's kind of tricky, like to get everything to match up the way it's supposed to. You gotta like push it in there, but you can't get in there too far because you gotta be able to come in here with the machine. And it's all kind of puffy, so you gotta kind of make sure that it's a little tricky. It's a little bit tricky. You gotta make it puffy. Pull it back out. I'm kind of rolling it a little bit, just to kind of get it to match up the way it's supposed to. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. It's got to be puffy because it's supposed to be the foot, so it doesn't quite line up the way you would think it should. You just kind of gotta mess with it and get it in there and clip it. And I'm sure that my trimming is off as well. I'm sure that's not helping things either. But go. Alright, so one of them is now matched up. And I'm tempted to sew it on just so that I don't lose it. but I won't. And we'll wait. Now let's open this leg up here so we can press this one open. So we're just going to go a few extra minutes. If you guys got to take off, I completely understand. I appreciate whatever little or a lot amount of time you're able to spend with me. I really appreciate all of your guys' great advice and your help here today. Thank you so much to all of our new members. I'm so excited to get to know you guys a little bit more. Make sure you join us for our members only live streams every other Monday evening. We're finishing up a members only project. You're welcome to take a peek at that now that you have access to it. We'll be doing more of those here in the future. Alright, so now I'm going to match this piece up with this piece here. Pull it out a little bit. There we go. Okay. Pull it out like this. And then match these up. Look at that. Vernon wants to know what time. 7:30 p.m. Central Time on Monday evenings, every other Monday. There is a thumbnail already set up for this week's stream. If you're able, you can also catch the replays if you're not able to catch the live streams. That's okay. We understand it. That time frame doesn't necessarily work for everybody, and I understand that, and I'm sorry. We'll probably do more of them, either closer to the holidays or next year. We'll probably do more now that we have more members. Right now, they're 7:30 p.m. Central Time every other Monday evening. The next one is this coming Monday, the 29th. So tomorrow. There's one tomorrow. I think I said that wrong. I think I said there was one next week, and there isn't one next week. So I apologize for that now that I think about it. Next week, there is no Sunday live stream. And there is no Monday live stream either. I think I said that there was one this morning, and I'm sorry for that. I'm trying to match this all up here. It's really kind of annoying. But there will be a Wednesday stream next week. Not next week, 2 weeks from now. Oh my gosh, I'm so confused. Next week, there is no Sunday stream. There will be a Wednesday stream that week. It's probably better to say it that way. That week, there will be a Wednesday stream. This week, there's a Monday stream for our members. My phone is blowing up with things. Trying to match up these edges as best I can. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. The feet are laid out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away before I lose it. This is our original pattern piece. You guys remember I did make new pattern pieces out of some gingham fabric I had, just to try and make sure that, or sorry, I don't remember what type of a fabric it was now, but some other fabric so that we had them so we wouldn't lose them. In October 5th to 6th, the post office is to raise their prices. They're going to give holiday prices. It's not a bargain. They jacked up the prices, so you can get your packages out now. Well, that is good to know. Thank you very much for sharing that information, Terry. We appreciate that. Letting us know. Those of you who mail packages over Christmas holidays, now's a good time to remember that. Stores will have sales, but the post office jacks up prices. Yeah, I mean, it makes perfectly logical sense to me. I'm just kidding. It really makes no sense at all. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and sew these feet on, folks. And then hopefully we'll be able to pull this thing open so you guys can see what it looks like. Come on, come on. Got caught on the seam there. It's so annoying when it does that. Come on. There. I gotta tell you guys, using the clips has been much nicer. I'm not poking myself in my fingers. I'm not poking myself with my fingers, so I'm liking this much better. Okay, there is 1 foot officially sewn up. Back tack it. Let me check it. Make sure it's sewed up okay. Yep, looks like a footy. It looks like a foot. Awesome. Alright, next foot. Oh my gosh. Raven, yes, I'm gonna need your mailing address for sure for both. So if you could email me with both of those, that would be great. You can do !point email and chat for a copy of for my email address. Go ahead and email me with your mailing address. I'll get you on the list. Fern, I believe I already have yours on file. In fact, I think I'm mailing you some stuff right now, so I don't think you need to. But if you wouldn't mind, email it to me anyway, just to make sure that I have it, and also to kind of remind me to add you to the list. I'd appreciate it. Thank you for both very much again for becoming new members of the channel. Apologize in advance for missing that message right away. I was focused on sewing. I will be paying attention to chat in just a second here, folks. Just trying to make sure I don't run over my fingers here. Got warm in here all of a sudden, my goodness. I think I'm getting hungry. I did not eat breakfast this morning. I should have eaten breakfast, but I did not. Mr. Wizard wasn't here this morning, and so I didn't even think about breakfast until just now. That's okay. I don't blame him. I just, usually when he's here, I know that I feed him before I feed myself, so. Just weird like that, I guess. No, it's the whole mom thing, mom-wife thing. You guys know, you get it. Feed your family before you feed yourself. That's the way it always goes. Alright, let's get this in here. Pull this out. Rotate this around. I don't think I have a puppy in here with me today. Really, of course, you guys can't see because I don't have the puppy cam set up, so you don't. Going over the seam here is really kind of tricky. It does not like that seam. Does not like the seam. There we go. Okay, guys, almost done. There we go. Alright. That. Okay, folks, that was the very last piece of our teddy bear. So now we could go ahead and pull it through this hole here. Let's go ahead and start with the legs first. We should probably iron these, maybe. Should I iron them open, you think? You know what, I'm gonna clip them. Let's go ahead and clip them. Give me just a second here, folks, and we'll see what this actually looks like. Go ahead and clip these real quick. There's one foot. The other foot. What am I missing in chat? Anything? Thank you again to my moderators for keeping track of chat when I'm not able to. I really appreciate that. You guys are always so on top of things. We make a great team. I appreciate it. Okay. Yes, drum roll. That's right. Drum roll, please. Okay, so now that they're clipped, let's go ahead and pull them back through. Let's pull them out. The seams on some of these are really, really tight, so it's going to be kind of a little bit tricky. There we go. There's one foot. You guys can see the foot? It's like we're birthing a teddy bear. It's kind of funny. Okay, there's the other foot now. Go. There we go. Good job. Okay, here's the legs. Alright, are you guys waiting patiently? Danny, I purchased on Amazon linking shears that are tiny pink with 2mm and they're perfect for pinking those tiny seeds. Marie, can you email me and send me a link of what it is that you're talking about? Because I would love to take a look at it. I do have a pair of shears that I use for rag quilting, but I don't think they're 2mm because they're much bigger. So I would love to see what those are, and especially since, like I said, I'm going to be making a few of these. I'd love to have all of these new tips and tricks that you guys have. So here we go, folks. I should have ironed this seam up before I pulled it. That's alright. I didn't iron this one seam open, and I should have done that before I pulled them through. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, folks, here we go. Here's our teddy bear. Obviously he doesn't have any stuffing in him yet, but there we go. There he is. This is a little nose. Where's this nose? So when we come back, we're going to be stuffing him and sewing up his backside. He's got a little hole in the back. We'll be hand stitching that after we stuff him. But there we go. He's all done. What do you think? You guys love him? I love him. He's adorable. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself for doing this. I mean, obviously we're not quite done yet, but we're pretty darn close. But I'm just so proud of myself for doing it. And now that I've gotten the first one out of the way, the next ones are going to be much easier to do. So we're going to keep, this particular series is going to keep rolling on the channel for quite some time because we have quite a few of them to make. And we're probably going to do more than one of them at a time. Now that we went through the first one, we can make more than one at a time. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. What do you guys think? So adorable. Oh, and where's my glasses? Let me hope if I could reach that, huh? Let's see. Some call them zigzag scissors. Oh, okay. I have pinking shears, but they're big and bulky and they just don't work very well. Thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Sandra, for reminding me. Yes. Oh no, he's breach. Yeah, feet first. There you go, Fern. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations on the first. Well, thank you very much, folks, for that. I appreciate it. So here you go. Here he is. Adorable. Isn't he adorable? Yeah. I mean, his face is a little distorted because we're still kind of gotta puff him out a little bit, but yeah, you can see his eyes there. I love him. I love him already. I love him. So, and his head's on fairly straight. I mean, I don't think it's perfect, but that's okay. There you go. All right, friends. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. They have smaller ones on Amazon. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you to all of our new members. I'm so excited for you to join us. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everybody for the super chats today. My gosh, you guys were so generous today. I truly appreciate every single one of them. If you guys want to throw some hearts up in chat again, just thank you to everybody for being so gracious today. And there's no live stream next Sunday because I'm going apple picking with my family. I'm hoping to be able to get maybe some maybe do a little bit of a live stream from the apple orchard like I did last year. We'll have to wait and see. Probably won't be anything very long. Probably something pretty short. So if you guys make sure you have your notifications on. Back on the channel where you subscribe, make sure you have the notifications on so that you're alerted when I go live. So then that way, if I do go live for a little bit, you guys will get to see it. So if not, that's okay. We'll be back. So members only live stream on Monday. Carrie, I'm sorry about that. Stupid. Members only live stream tomorrow, and then no live stream on Sunday, and then another live stream the next following Monday. So the first Wednesday in October, we're going to be doing our Schools of the Year project. So you guys are going to get to see what the October one looks like. It's really cute. It's really, really cute. So. All right, friends, thanks again for joining me. Thank you again so much to everybody who's become a member and all the super chats and everything else. I truly appreciate it. Our little teddy bear says, "Have a good week. See you later, guys." Bye for now, folks. Thanks again. Bye-bye. I let the